Welcome to another episode with Fixing Swede. As you are watching this, I guess you have the problem with the rocking seats at the BMW Z3. The seats are moving back and forward as you see. As you brake or accelerate, the seats will move, and that's quite uncomfortable. To fix this, we will start by folding the seat forward and get it in the most forward position that is possible. Then you will have access to the rear bolts. It's a 16mm hex. And a little thing, if you see the cutout in the carpet behind the seat, that's where you can access the gas meter and gas pump if needed to replace them. This is how the bolts are looking. Next, you are gonna push the seat in the most backward position. And when we do this, we will see that we will have access to the front nuts. These are two 13mm hex nuts. And just release them, both of them. And they look like this. It's a nut with a included washer. Next thing is to release the belt, and be careful because these belt holders are quite brittle, so you don't want to break them. And if you forget to release the belt, it's a big risk that you actually will break the holder. Next thing is to release the battery. You don't need to do this, but I think it's a good idea to do it anyway. Then you won't get any fault codes. Yet again, we take the 16mm hex and tilt the seat a little bit forward. Then you will access the bolt for the belt. We will tilt the seat forward again. And then we shall release all the connections, all the electrical connections under the seat. This may look different depending on what accessories you have on your car. Mine had 4 connectors and mine is a European with heated seats. Next thing is to pull out the seat of the car. You can do this by yourself, but be careful so you don't scratch the interior of the car or the paintwork. It's not really heavy, so it's quite easy to do yourself. This is how the car looks without a seat. That's where you can access the gas meter and gas pump. Next thing, we're gonna release the screws underneath the seat. And it's 2 pieces of Torx T25 and 1 Torx T50 in the back. When we have released the screws, we can just pull the rail right out. Here you can see the reason why the seat is moving back and forth. The bushings are totally disintegrated on my car, so the seat was moving quite a lot. Then we have this flexible square shaft that we shall insert here. We will come back to that one later. Now you should either measure or take a photo of how far the shaft is inserted into the unit, because we need to reassemble this in the same way and the same measure as it was before. Next thing is to take it apart and just clean it, because it will really need a cleaning. This black gunk, that is the bushing that we had before. Be careful so you don't get it on the floor or anywhere else, because it's very difficult to actually get it clean again. It's very, very sticky. I had to clean my whole floor in the garage because I got it under my feet and walked around with it. This is how it should look like when you have cleaned it. These are the bushings. You can Google just BMW Z3 bushings and you will find them for about $10 or 10 euros. They shall be inserted like this. You can see that it's a house roof like part on this, and this one should point straight up. And then to get the next bushing in, you may need to sand it down, because they are a little bit thick quite often. When you have sanded the bushing down enough, you will just have to tap it in. I do it with a hammer. Just tap it in far enough to actually get the rod back in place. Now we want to put some grease on the threaded rod, and not too much, then it will only collect a lot of dust and so on, but we want some grease anyway for it to slide easy. Next part is to check the measurements that we had before. It's important, as I said, that these measurements get the same as before, otherwise you won't get the rail back in place again. Of course, when we already have the seat out, we will clean it off. It's very important just this little ball actually goes freely, so clean inside the rail. Now we are gonna put the things back together again. It's important this square shaft, it shall be inserted all the way. And after that it will be inserted into the threaded shaft. And also this threaded shaft shall go inside the black plastic thing. If you don't get it inside the black plastic thing, you won't get the rail back in place correctly. Then you can use this little hole inside the rail to actually push the square rod a little bit to get it inside the threaded rod. Then you just may have to hammer it in a little bit. If you don't get the hole for the Torx T50 to align, this is because you haven't got this measure right. Then you have to pull it out, twist it a little bit and try again. Then it's time to reinsert all the screws, the T50 and the T25. After that we reinstall the seat into the car. To do this, we just do everything backwards. We install it and connect the battery again. Now it's time to test the seat, up and down and back and forth, and everything is working quite good, and we don't have no play in the bushings anymore. This is how it's done, and for more videos like this, don't forget to hit subscribe and follow our channel. We will do a lot more fixes with the BMW Z3 and maybe also with some other cars.